Distinguishing vulnerable. Vulnerable is actually a strength, whereas our ego perceives it as a weakness. I think, unfortunately, a lot of men have been programmed to believe that vulnerability is a weakness when it's actually a strength. It shows our humanity, and it comes from a place where we have no mask. And so it's very difficult for the ego to let down its mask, but it's a way to connect to other people because, like I said, it touches people's humanity, and it definitely takes courage because society doesn't support vulnerability. I know that when I've had occasions where I was vulnerable, two things stand out, and they were both cases in court where I had to go to court to defend myself. And my strategy was just to be vulnerable, to allow my truth to be heard, and to allow the emotional intensity of what I was saying to come across without censoring it. The most profound one was when I went to defend myself for a COVID ticket for having my business remain open. And I had a lot of people try to convince me to use this and that strategy. And my strategy was just to go in there and be vulnerable and ask important questions. Like, how did we let our, our old people die alone? How did we allow this opiate crisis to go on and not address it? Just important questions, which made me, and still make me, really raw. And when I looked up at the screen, the witness, which was a police officer that dealt with the situation, I could tell from his appearance, his face was completely red with emotion. And the judge was kind of speechless. I knew that it had an impact. And I wasn't doing it. The only reason I was doing it was out of love for my daughter, because I was afraid of the world that was being created through these terrible, terrible restrictions. And I went in there, and that was my strategy, to be vulnerable. And it worked. I got off. But yeah, it is a superpower because anyone can relate to it, because you're being raw and authentic and real, and that touches people's humanity.